Hi guys, Jamie from Boxing Life and welcome back to the channel. Today's video I'm going to be doing something slightly different, and I think it's a kind of taboo topic I guess in the boxing world. You know, boxing is quite a macho sport. You know, people don't really like to admit that they have any mental weakness, but this is Men's Mental Health Month and I wanted to talk about, you know, how boxing can actually help your mental health and, you know, the benefits of it. You know, people when they think about boxing, you know, as fans or even as people that participate in it, you know, usually we only think of the glamour and the brutality of fight night, in particular professional boxing. But there's also another element which I see, and that is obviously how it actually helps people, and especially their mental health. Me personally, I've struggled with my own mental health over the years, with my own life, my relationships, my career. But there's always one thing I always come back to, and that is boxing. You know, this is the sport that has given me so much. It's the sweet science. As you guys know, I do lots of my breakdowns and I analyse the sport. I'm a huge fan in it, and I also obviously train in it. You know, it's a sport I love, and it's done so much for me in my life in terms of just improving my overall mental health. However, just like with anything in life, you know, too much of one thing, you know, it's never a good thing. But however, there is many benefits to it, and I wanted to give you kind of 8 reasons, you know, how boxing can help your mental health. So if you're someone that's watching today that's never boxed before, you're maybe just a young fan and you don't know whether to start or not, and you're going through some hard times, and maybe you're someone that used to box and you're not sure about going back and training again, or even if you just want to get fit or lose weight, you know, or obviously if you're just struggling with mental health problems, you know, this could be one way in terms of how it could help you. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below as well, and how boxing has helped your mental health. I'd be really interested to find that out. Now, before I start off with my 8 points, I just want to show you this, you know, tweet from Vladimir Klitschko, which he posted I think about a year or 2 years ago, and it really just identifies with how boxing can help you no matter, you know, what stage you're at. And he says, "Boxing is a kind of magic. It gives discipline to the wild, strength to the weak, confidence to the shy." And this is something which I really identify with. You know, there's been times when I've lacked confidence, and by boxing it's given me an opportunity to shine and release that shyness that I used to have, and even just seeing other people in the gym as well, you know, people that you'd assume are weak, you know, then get into the habit of training and having discipline in their life, and, you know, just people that, you know, are going through a tough time in their life, and it gives them that discipline and focus in their life to just focus on, you know, just to concentrate on something that's positive in their life. It makes them generally a better person mentally. Now let's get into my 8 points and how boxing can help your mental health. Number 1, the physical training of boxing helps endorphin production. Now this is the first point I wanted to make. Now obviously when you exercise, you do any type of physical activity, your body releases endorphins. Now for those that don't know what endorphins are, here's a good definition for you. When you exercise, your body releases chemicals called endorphins. These endorphins interact with the receptors in your brain. The endorphins also trigger a positive feeling in the body, similar to that of morphine. So yes, the thought of maybe doing a physical exercise might be a daunting task for some, but once you get in the discipline of doing it, especially with boxing training, that repetitive nature, you'll feel so much better after you've done a boxing session. You will have that sense of positivity in your mind that you've achieved something after doing it. Number 2, complete mental focus. Now the great thing about it is that it gives you mental focus on the task at hand. So no matter what exercise you're doing, whether you're hitting the heavy bag with a combination or you're doing the mitts with your trainer, you're having to have that complete mental focus on the task at hand. You're not anywhere else, you're focusing on what you have to do in that moment. And that's the great thing about boxing training, is that there's so many things you can do which just requires your focus. You know, think about being on the Cobra bag or the double M bag. You're having to react to the reflex and time it with the correct punch. You know, you can't be thinking about something else while you're doing it. And the great thing about that is that you can then bring that into other areas of your life. You know, you can use that focus in other areas, whether that's your career or your job, you know, whatever the task is at hand from outside boxing, you can bring that in. That's a great mental lesson you can learn by doing boxing training. Next up, it boosts your confidence. You know, if after you train for a while, you will just generally have this sense of confidence. You learn how to fight, you know how to throw a punch. And if you don't know those skills and you're walking around if you're walking around in society and you don't know how to fight, you don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen in your life. Now, I'm not saying you should just fight any random on the street or pick a fight with anyone. No, the reason for it is it gives you that confidence of knowing you can handle yourself. And mentally, that's a very good thing to know, that if you're ever in trouble or a problem, at least you know you can throw a punch, at least you know you can fight. And that's a great thing I love about the sense of confidence it gives you, not even just for that element, but also just the physical training element. It will shape and mold your body into a stronger man or woman, by doing that. Number 4, it helps you look within. Now, this maybe gets seen as a negative, but you get to a point, especially if you compete and you're sparring, you might have a really bad spar, or you've just come back off a layoff and you get beat up. And you go back, this is just a personal experience, you go back and you just kind of think, I don't know if I'm made for this, maybe I should give up. It really makes you look within. But I think for the majority of people, they want to come back and get better, and you learn so much from those experiences where you do get beat up. I know that's a kind of a weird thing to say, but it does make you really look within, and it makes you mentally a lot tougher. It makes you want to come back stronger in your next training session, so then you don't get beat up the next time. Number 5, social interaction. Now, this is maybe one people don't talk about as much, and that is, going down to the boxing gym or just wherever you're training, and building that sense of community. As much as it's great to focus on yourself, as much as boxing is a very lonely sport, I'm not going to lie, you can get that social interaction by engaging with people, whether that's online, whether that's at the boxing gym with your coach, and just getting involved with the club you're in. That's a great way to, gain respect from a community and earn friends. As much, it does get talked about that it's a lonely sport, I agree, but there can be good social interaction, and that can help you mentally, just being able to engage with like-minded individuals that are in a boxing gym or in just a general gym in general. It helps having that sense of community for you, and that's always a positive thing in my opinion. Number 6, it gives you a fighting spirit. Now, people talk about, he has fighting spirit, but what is actually the fighting spirit? Now, there's an Olympian called Bob Richards. I think he ran, I can't exactly remember, did triathlon back in many years ago, but there's a great quote that he said, and hopefully this can give you an idea of how the fighting spirit can actually help you. It may sound strange, but many champions are made champions by setback. They are champions because they've been hurt. Their experience moved them, and they pulled out this fighting spirit, making them what they are. Sometimes in life, God gives us difficulty in order to bring out the fighting spirit. Everything that happens to you can happen for good if you have this spirit. The essential thing in life is not in conquering, but in the fight. Bob Richards. So hopefully that quote's maybe resonated with some of you in terms of getting that fighting spirit. We all have setbacks in life. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't care. Life isn't sunshine and rainbows all the time. There's always going to be some dark periods in your life, and you need the great thing about boxing, it gives you that hardened mentality to push through and keep going, and that's the reason why I like it. It's like this t-shirt says, it's you versus you. You're up against yourself half the time in the mental battle, and boxing can help harden you in that sense in terms of being better mentally. Now, number 7, it gives self-belief. Now, what is self-belief? A lot of people don't, when you say, oh, he has great self-belief, but what is it? And the definition of self-belief is a person's belief in their ability to complete tasks and to achieve their goals. Now, that's how you achieve any dream or desire you have in life. People, they focus too much on the dream, and yes, it's important to have it there in the background. If you want to be a world champion, if you want to be an amateur champion, not even just that, other things in your life, if you want to get promoted, you need to do things to get you there. You need to have the tasks and goals in place if you want to achieve it. Now, for example, in a boxing sense, you need to chop it down into each day, you know, for your training session, you know, whether that's going down to the gym and doing your 15-minute warm-up with the skipping rope, then you're doing 4 rounds on the heavy bag, then you're doing 4 rounds on the double M bag, then you're doing 4 rounds doing mitt work or 4 rounds of sparring. You know, those are all different goals and tasks within that one session, okay? Not just the one session, you know, it's the best way to do it is to chop it down into tasks, and it makes things a lot more achievable to get to that dream or desire you want. Obviously, some things take years to achieve, but that is the type of thing you need to do to give yourself the process to get there. And here's a great thing Sugar Ray Leonard said in an interview.
Dr. Martin Luther King meant a lot to me. I wish I had the chance to have met him. And he always talked about a dream. And it resonated with me, dreams, you know. And when I speak, I talk about dreaming the dream, because your dreams are the window to your future. Your goals are the vehicle that takes you there. You take away those dreams, you're stuck in a room without windows. You take away those goals, and you don't have a map to get to your dreams. I always stress that to kids, to people in general. I pursue my dreams. They do come to fruition. Not all of them, but they do come.
Number 8, it's a brilliant relief of stress and anger. Now, you know, for me, you know, I'm sure if anyone, we've all had some sort of stress in our lives, or even if you have anger issues, you know, boxing can be a great way to channel that stress and anger into those punches on the heavy bag, or just whatever it is. You know, it's a great way to outsource that emotion in some sense, you know. And boxing can help with that. Once you start to do it more often, you can actually channel that emotion into your punches and control it. And that's the great thing about doing boxing. You know, it's a really important aspect. Me personally, in terms of the stress side, you know, I've been able to just, you know, go to a training session, get all that stress or anger out of me with ease after one training session. And it's a great way just to control that element of your emotions. And finally, guys, I just want to finish up, and obviously, as much as I'm talking about how boxing can help your mental health, and I still think it's important, you know, if you're really struggling, whether you're feeling very depressed, you're feeling really down, yes, boxing can help, but I think at the end of the day, you still need to try and get help if you're really struggling. You know, there's great online resources now. You're not alone, guys. You know, there's things like betterhelp.com, online therapy. I'll leave those in the description below. If you're struggling, make sure to check that out. And you know, if you need to talk about your problems, go to a qualified person like on those channels, or even just go to your doctor and get the help that you need. You know, boxing will help. It'll give you the goals and the challenges that you need in your life to really help those mental aspects I was talking about, whether that be your physical health and your mental health. But you know, there's only so much it can do, and those kind of platforms of support can help you. Now guys, as I mentioned, I'd love to hear how boxing has helped your mental health over the years. This video is more just to try and inspire some people. If I can help one person with this video, I really appreciate it. And maybe some of your comments below could also help someone. Like I said at the start of this video, you know, Men's Mental Health Month is an important cause for me. You know, more men are killing themselves because of suicide than ever. And yeah, I just feel that this is an important thing. I just wanted to put something out to the world that would maybe give someone some sense of purpose or something like that. So as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. It might spread out and help someone else. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, see you in the next one.